from Mandala Studios. Welcome to the workshop. In today's video we're going to do a Halloween special of how to make a scarecrow mask. Now I've never done this before and I'm doing it all in one afternoon, so you'll see how it goes. So to start with, we're making up an underform to give us some bulk to the thing. It's being done on a polystyrene head with a bit of tinfoil, bubble wrap and a plastic mask, just to give me some structure to work to. I had a little sketch that I did that give me an idea of what I was working to, so all I'm doing is just bulking up the form with bubble wrap around the back, then rolling up some tinfoil to get some sort of structural shapes around the eyes and the mouth, then covering the whole thing in parcel tape so that the latex I'm about to use doesn't stick to it. Hopefully it worked well enough to do what I wanted. I'm trying here to just snip the edges of the tape to get it into the joins around the bits on the mouth and just cover the whole thing. The reason I'm using a polystyrene head is because I at this point thought I would stretch some of the Burlap Hessian into the head using pins, but I ended up not really doing that. So we took a burlap sack, pulled it over the head, pulled it nicely down, and then we just got a bit of tape and tied it around the neck to hold it in place. Then we're just trimming an opening around the face position just to get an idea of where we want the back of the head to be all in one pass. Then we're covering the underform and the Hessian in latex, and we'll leave that to dry a little bit, then push it together using it as like a contact adhesive. I'm covering the Hessian with latex as well towards the back. That'll give it some strength and structure, hold it together, allow it to retain its sort of pulled into shapes later. Then we heat gun it to dry it off. Then once it's dry, we just push the whole lot together around all the edges, trim where we need to, and push it in place. Now we're trimming the face bits, just little pieces, again using the latex as a contact adhesive. We're just sort of putting in bits in various positions so I get an idea of where I want it to go and not create too much tension across areas that are too bulky. With this I'm just folding over some edges and putting it onto the forehead piece. I wanted some seams there. They didn't come out as big as I wanted. I should have put something inside them or rolled them up a bit more, but you get the idea. And you see I would just there I pushed some pins into the eye to try and pin that back into the thing, but that didn't really work so well. So then we're just going around little bits of Hessian, just ripped up pieces. Now I figured the mouthy jawline was a bit weak, so I took an edge of a bit of Hessian, cut it off, trimmed one side a bit shorter so that I had less bulk, and put latex on that again, heat it up, then we just ease that into position around the mouth line, cut some darts out, fray the edge to make it vanish into the Hessian texture, then just snip it short into the face structures. Now we're putting it onto a proper head so we can trim the neckline to size and shape, and just latex it all into place. At this point we're just covering large amounts of the Hessian with latex to sort of bind it together and hold it in place. I deliberately left some elements at the back without latex. If you see inside those folds at the back, I didn't latex in there because what I wanted to be able to do was open it up a bit to be able to pull it on and off, so it should sort of stay together but tight. Then we just put that away in the cupboard, leave it to dry. Now we make a noose to go around the neck. Be careful making nooses to go around necks. See if I put a knot in there first, so that means it can't ever close tighter than that knot position. Then just bind the rope around, 13 ties as traditional, pull it tight. Then I don't know if you see it, but I cut the rope here, then I glue that back together using latex so that the only bit that can hold together is just the strength of a little latex join, so it's real weak, so you can't strangle anyone. Now I'm drawing in the eyes, just get a doodle-like shape, then trim it out with a sharp pair of scissors, just to get an idea of what sort of shape I wanted. Didn't really know what I was going for at this point, made it up. Then we take an ink wash to cover the whole thing, so it's a little bit of antelope brown FW ink mixed with some alcohol, a little bit of black, mix up dark colour and brush it over the whole thing. And now you can see that's really sort of picking up the texture in the Hessian and making it look dark and grimy, which is exactly what I was going for. Now we're just going to dry brush some colour on, so we just mix up a slightly warmer brown colour and just very lightly brush over in a couple of passes just to bring some pop to the creases and the details. A couple of passes of colour, just one getting a bit brighter. Now we go into the airbrushing, some warm browns around the mouth and seams. Then we go into black into some of the details around the eyes, really darken it down, highlight the edges. See there, I just pulled the eye out very slightly, just try and really sort of get it into the edge so we didn't have a line. Now we're distressing it, so we hit it with some clear varnish, dust on some Fuller's Earth, and seal that in with some more varnish and keep building up layers like that. I do a few different sprinkles and dustings, try and get some over area speckles and just general dustiness, trying to get a few different effects. Do it again with some talc, which gives you a lighter colour just to make a few areas pop a little bit more. Again, some speckles, some dustings, back and forth with the different things to get the look I want. Then we go in with a couple of ink spritzes, just thin down green and brown black inks, just to dirty it up. A bit more dust over the top of that. And there you go, little look at the whole thing. Now we're going to put in some sewn thread over the eyes. So we just got some jute thread, a wide sewing needle, and we're just going to stitch it through the fabric and the latex, just over the eyes, just to create something interesting going on there. Hold up the corner of that mouth, which will serve a dual purpose of stabilising that mouth as you wear it, and look cool around the eyes. Just put that together, tie it off, cut it in, and there we go. Thank you very much. Hope you have a nice time. Happy Halloween.